Well, we are talking about offline marketing today. We talked about online marketing last week. And so, of course, everyone is kind of this, there's two sides to this story. There's people who are really adamant that online is the only way to go. And there are people who are adamant that offline still plays. And so whether you sit on the fence or whether you sit in camp A or camp B, it is important to know as a small business owner that you do have plenty of options available to you, and that it's completely up to you to tailor those options to suit your business, and most importantly, to suit your customers. It's no use, doing a whole heap of marketing where your customers aren't going to be. I use the example of putting up a billboard in the town, next door to yours. It's no use advertising somewhere where your customers aren't. We have to meet our customers where they are. So the billboard needs to go up in the main street where your customers are, or it needs to go on a flyer that's going to be in the doctor's surgery where your target customers are going to be hanging out. You need to make sure that you're on the same social platform as where your customers are. There's no use you having a massive TikTok campaign if all of your customers are on Facebook. So it's really important to meet our customers where they are, whether online or offline. But today we're talking about offline marketing. And some of these things you'll think, oh, yeah, okay, I haven't done that in a while. And that's okay. Today is just like a little refresher, a little reminder. And you may want to take one or two things and, throw the rest out. And that's okay too, because it's all about tailoring each of these things to suit your specific business. So one of the things that I love to do in my business, and you can do this whether you're a retail or a service business, is I love to have information on hand, such as birthdays and anniversaries. And I love to get in touch from my business, from my brand, with people on those special dates, on those special occasions, whether they're still customers, whether they haven't been customers for a while. I love to send things in the mail so that people get, something other than a bill in their letterbox. And I just find that the payoff I get from that, the amount of people that will turn around and say, oh, that was really, thanks for that. It was a really nice reminder. Yes, Jessie does want to come back to dance, or yes, I haven't been in touch with you for a while, so let's book a coaching session. So it's really important. I don't get that information after they've left, after they're no longer a customer with me. It has to be part of the onboarding process. So it's really important that I think about that when people are coming to me for the first time. So that's one of the vital pieces of information, along with their name and email address, that I like to collect, because I feel like it's something that I can use long term, whether they're buying from me now or whether I'd like them to buy from me again, or whether I'd like to buy them to buy from me in the future. So have a think about what you can do in terms of sending something special. I also am a big fan of flyers and pamphlets, and having something tangible, something to hold. I think a lot of customers in a lot of places that people shop and purchase things get told to go to the website, or get told that, that information's on our Facebook page, or you can look that up online, or just search for us. Whereas I think there's something old school and very cool about having something tangible in your hand that you can hold, that you can look at, that you can read, that can sit on your kitchen bench, that will act as a reminder. Because if somebody comes into your shop to make an inquiry and you send them to the website, and off they go, and then they go and buy their groceries, and then they go and get new soccer boots for the kids, and then they go home, they're not going to all of a sudden go, oh, okay, now I need to go on that website. You're going to be long gone in their memory. So you need, so these paper handheld, really tangible, hard paper things that you can put in people's hands are really valuable. So don't discount a really well put together flyer or pamphlet. And you can, of course, make your own now on Canva. It's long gone are the days where you need to sit with a designer for 6 hours to come up with what you want. You can whip something up and get it printed pretty effectively. I encourage you to use your local friendly neighborhood printer where possible, to make sure that they can do, a beautiful job for you that you can get pretty quickly and have in your hand to hand out to your customers. But there's so many different templates that you can use online. So don't be scared when it comes to giving it a try for yourself. And I quite like going down a Canva rabbit hole, trying to make new pamphlets and flyers and things. It's a nice way to pass the time, especially if you've got reruns of something on the TV that you just have on in the background. That's a nice way to spend a Thursday night, I think. Something else you can do in terms of your offline marketing is, offer coupons or offer discounts or offer things that will attract people to come in to see you. So whether that's register now and get a free t-shirt, use this coupon code and you can get a certain discount, whether it's come in and show us this ad, whether you're advertising in your local newspaper or your local print glossy magazine, or whatever it is that you're doing, offering coupons and incentives for people to come in and see you in person and to come in and make that inquiry and take that next step on your customer journey is a really good way to go about it. And if that, again, is something that is tangible and they can hold it in their hand, then it's going to be something that is memorable and something that they hopefully won't completely forget about. And, 3 months will go by and then they'll go, oh, that's right, we were going to do that thing. We were going to buy that product. We were going to sign the kids up for that thing. You don't want that to happen. This is one that I'm really passionate about, and it's because each of my businesses are really invested in our local community and really invested in giving back to the community. But community engagement is really important. And if you come from a small area and perhaps you are selling to a specific geographical location, then perhaps there are opportunities for you to participate in community things. So perhaps that's, you putting together a Christmas float that happens in the Christmas parade. Perhaps it's that you have a stall at a local market sale that happens on the weekend. Perhaps there's some kind of arts event or cultural event or tourism event that's happening in your town that you can either sponsor or you can support or you can show up or you can volunteer. That community engagement goes a long way. And if you have people in your tribe, in your team, people that you work with and that love to work with you, that you can involve in that as well. Not only is it great for your business and great for your offline marketing, great for your brand awareness, but it's also really good for morale, and it's good for culture, and it's good for team building and for getting people, to really engage in your brand and really be loyal to your brand. So don't discount, don't think, oh, that sounds like a lot of effort. And the return on investment is really hard. These things are a slow burn. You're not going to get 100 new customers just because you put a Christmas float in. But if you do it year after year and it becomes a thing, people during the year when it's not Christmas will often think of you and think of your brand. I know a great brand in town here, and a big shout out to you, Sue Jogova. She runs Bell Property here in Port Macquarie, and she is an absolute star when it comes to Christmas decorations. She sends Christmas decorations, like gorgeous, beautiful things that you would actually hang on your tree, not the things that Henry brings home from preschool, but beautiful Christmas ornaments. And she gives them to local business owners at Christmas time, and they come with a beautifully handwritten note from Sue. And it's just one of the many things that Sue does really well in terms of her brand awareness that make you have a, warm and fuzzy feeling. And there's no Facebook ad involved, and there's no, click here to buy. And for her, it's all about giving back, and it's all about being in alignment with her brand. And so that she's really engaged in the community, and those Christmas decorations are just an extension from that. And that's a really beautiful example of some community engagement and some tangible offline things that you can get in people's hands that make the experience really, really memorable. I encourage you to try and collaborate with local businesses or other businesses that are perhaps sharing the same target market as you. Perhaps they're not in competition to you because they deliver something completely different, but perhaps they deliver something different to your same audience. So I encourage you to collaborate where possible. I'd love to collaborate with other local businesses that also serve kids and have programs for kids, because of course my dance school is primarily for children. And so wherever possible, where you can collaborate with other businesses, it's always going to be beneficial, not just for the brand awareness that you and their business will get, but of course for being able to share knowledge and be able to form friendships and relationships and be able to help each other out in a bind. People I've collaborated with in the past, they're really open to, when I've all of a sudden got a Tuesday class that's only got 2 kids in it and I need 10 more kids to make it viable, they're really happy to kind of step up and say, yes, no worries, we can put a shout out through our newsletter list or on our socials for you. And and then that class fills up. So I encourage you where possible to look for collaboration opportunities, to look for opportunities in your local community where you can get together with other businesses that share like-minded audiences and see what you can do together. All righty. Between last week's episode and this week's episode, you've all got a lot to do. I made your to-do list a little bit longer, and I am kind of sorry for that. And also you're welcome. So I encourage you, just even if you just take one or two things to implement in the next little while and see if it makes a difference for you in terms of attracting new customers. If you want 100 customers in 100 days, then join us on March 7th for my free webinar. It's happening at 7:30 p.m. and it's all about attracting new customers and ways in which to implement these things in your business. I hope you can join us. You can register now at simplystacymorgan.com. And I thank you so much for taking the time to listen. If you've enjoyed today's episode, take a screenshot on your phone and stick it on your Insta story and tag me. I'm at Simply Stacey Morgan. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.